Hi, I'm Jillian King. I'm 15 years old, and I have bipolar II disorder, anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and attention deficit disorder. I take Vyvanse, lithium, Buspar, and Triloptil to deal with these things. And medications are a very difficult thing. Not as difficult as the actual disorder, but difficult on their own as well. Although I've been dealing with anxiety since age 3, depression since age 11, and panic disorder since age 14, I never really started taking medication until my first panic attack, or at least the first one that I acknowledged. I started off on 10 milligrams of Zoloft. I took Zoloft for about a month, and it made me very, very irritable, and all of my friends from back then can attest to that. But I didn't know that it was normal. I didn't know what was not normal when taking this medication. So I took the medication. So from September to October of 2015, I was a very angry, irritable person until I realized that it wasn't natural and that it was my medication, and I promptly went off of Zoloft. Zoloft wasn't an expensive medication like others can be. Zoloft was maybe about $15, $20 for a bottle, and that wasn't a problem for my family. It really wasn't. So it wasn't a big deal for me to take Zoloft at that time, except for after, when I reviewed it as this medication didn't react well with me. Medications must not be good for me at all. So I stopped taking medication, and I didn't take it again until my freshman year. On the third day of my freshman year, I burst out crying in the middle of the commons area and had to be taken home. After that, I realized that I couldn't ignore my mental illness anymore. At that point, I was only diagnosed with anxiety and depression. And since knowing that I've been diagnosed with both of those things for about a year. I thought that it was normal. Everyone around me was anxious. Everyone around me was depressed, and they were fine. They were alive. I didn't know that it wasn't natural. But after that day in the commons area, I couldn't ignore it. I immediately made an appointment with a therapist, a prescribing doctor at my mom's therapist office. I was put on Rexulti, a mood stabilizer originally meant for schizophrenia, and later on, Lexapro. Rexulti was good for me. Overall, mood stabilizers have been very good to me, and Rexulti was good for me. But Lexapro, after just a day of Lexapro, I was very, very suicidal. I've been suicidal before, but never that much. Lexapro gave me this intense feeling of not wanting to stand. Lexapro just made me want to get anything and end it. Once admitting this to my parents, things got serious, even serious than they already had. I was promptly sent off to ACSU, a crisis stabilization unit, and I will make another video more about that experience later on. But while I was there, I was taken off Rexulti. The only reason that I had gotten to take Rexulti was because I was given samples. Rexulti, given to you as a prescription and bought somewhere, can be $900 a bottle. I can't afford that. So, and neither could a sinner. $900 for one kid to take some medication that they didn't necessarily need? No. When I first got to the center, I was put on 4 medications. Triloptil, which I'm still on now. Prozac, an antidepressant that I'm no longer on. I'm trying to remember the other one, it's been a while. Trazodone for my sleeping, which I still have, but I'm not technically prescribed for. I only take it when I 100% need it. And Buspar, which I'm also still on. And they worked very well for me. The first day that I got there, I was crying the entire day, and I cried the entire night. But once the trileptal, the mood stabilizer, kicked in, I was better. Well, I wasn't better, but I was not crying all day. Trileptal has been very, very good to me, and I would say that's the main medication that has helped me along, because without your mood being at least a little stabilized, you can't really work on anything else for yourself. Buspar has also been very, very good for me. It's an anxiety medication that my mother also takes, and the main reason I was put on it was because it was known that if it works on my mother, there's a good chance it would work on me as well. And once I left the center, I went to a woman called Gina at the therapist's office that I currently go to now. Gina diagnosed me with ADD, and she gave me 25 milligrams of Adderall to take. When you first start a patient out on a new medication, you're supposed to get them the lowest dose just in case they have a bad reaction. 5 milligrams is the lowest dose for Adderall. I was given 25. I took it. I had a sudden burst of energy, and I was working on all of the makeup work for my public school that I thought that I would never be able to get accomplished. But then my throat started closing up, and my mom was luckily home when this started. So was my little brother. And I was rushed to AppleCare, which is like a free clinic place that I was signed up with, because at the time I didn't have insurance, which had made all of this even more complicated. The only reason I was able to go to that center and not have to pay like $1,000, $1K plus a day, was because it was run by the state. I was very lucky in that. And I went there, and I was allergic to Adderall, and I was given 25 milligrams. For all I know, if my mom hadn't been there, I could have literally died. And it was found out later that Gina had been faking her credentials. So that was a goodbye to Gina. After that, I went to a woman called Michelle who also diagnosed me with ADD. She actually gave me tests because they're supposed to be like it doesn't like give you a full diagnosis, but it could help you along if they aren't sure. And I was officially diagnosed with ADD. And I was put on a low dose of Vyvanse, which is what I take now. A very low dose of Vyvanse, because I am also bipolar. A high dose of a stimulant could send me into mania, which makes all of the sense. And Vyvanse is the problem I'm having with. The reason I'm making this is because of something that happened with my Vyvanse. I went to see my psychiatrist this morning. I currently see a woman called Regina because Michelle had to leave for her health. And my Vyvanse was doubled because it started wearing off around 8 p.m. and I wouldn't be able to sleep. So I will take it in the morning and then around lunch. And because of that means I need a new prescription. And I went to get my prescription filled. Vyvanse was already a fairly expensive drug. And I have insurance now, but my deductible hasn't been met since it's only like the 12th. I went up there. Me and my mom, we went up there to pay for my medication. And we've known the pharmacist since she was a kid. And he's looking at us. I was like, what? I pick up the receipt. My Vyvanse was $581.60. I remember that specific number because it's outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous. I did not get my prescription filled. If I couldn't afford Rexulti, of course I couldn't afford Vyvanse at that level. I will most likely have to switch off of Vyvanse to something else. And Vyvanse works for me. Vyvanse is what I need. And this furthers me to my exact point. So many people in my family have certain types of mental illness, from severe to mild. So, since my birth, my mother has been watching out and seeing if I show signs. So that means that a lot of people in my family have dealt with the medication industry. Me, my mother, my grandmother, everyone surrounding. We've all dealt with the medication industry, and one thing is proved true. The medication industry is unethical and purely based off of profit. Because they simply can be. Because they know that people like me need it so that we can work on. And people that are even further physically disabled need it so they can literally live. The medication industry is sickening. I've known this, but tonight I've thought of it more. It's $581.60 just so I can concentrate on something for more than 2 seconds. Medication industry has all of this power, and they know it. Why can't you be kind? It's all based on off of profit. All of it. And that's why, if people aren't stealing pills to get high, they're stealing it because they need it and they can't afford it. It makes me sad. I don't understand. I mean, I've had people in my family who have struggled for years with mental illness only because they couldn't manage to get their medication. And I think, what is the price of happiness? Why does it cost so much for me to feel okay? And then I think, I'm in America. If I were in some other country, then maybe it wouldn't be such a big thing. Probably sincerely wouldn't be. If I were in somewhere I think it's Finland, Britain, Canada, I wouldn't have to worry about this at all. Never would have been a worry. So many people around me would be closer to being better and being who they want to be because they could get help. I know so many people in my life and so many people that have passed by throughout my life who have never gotten help because they simply couldn't make it work. People shouldn't have to compromise their health because of their paycheck. But what do I know? I hope that I'll be able to find a way to get my Vyvanse or find something that works just as well. I mean, surely there must be something out there, something affordable. Maybe we'll reach the deductible soon. I mean, I'm getting blood work done so often. Can't be too far off. It's just sickening. My parents work hard. They work very hard. They work very hard to put food on the table. To have this house. Plus, they had to pay for my medications and my mother's medications. And my mother and mine and my brother's therapy appointments. Extra things that not everyone has to have. Because we're sick. Can't help it. We didn't ask for it. We're sick. And our paychecks makes it harder to be sick. That shouldn't be the case. It should never be the case, but it is with the medication industry in America. I don't know what I urge you to do. I just want to be better. I just want to be happy. Money shouldn't get in the way.